I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait.
Hi and welcome back to the Rideshare Buddy UK YouTube channel. I'm Kevin and today is Thursday. Normally quite a busy day, but the sun's finally come out, really warm outside. Never a good thing for taxis. It's 25 past 1. I've been on for about 25 minutes and not a hint of a job from either Bolt or Uber, but I suppose it's to be expected with the weather the way it is. So it's just a general chat really. Yesterday I went down to a Rideshare dealer to have a look at one of the Jogger 6-seaters. They look very nice cars, hybrid, so should be good on fuel. I'm now to week 5 of this rental. I've got a minimum rental of 8 weeks, and then have to give a week's notice any time after that to end the contract. So I'm now beginning to maybe look at thinking about getting a car. There are options on the rent to buy. I have been offered one with Reflex, an MG5 EV on rent to buy, but rent to buys are very expensive. They only offer the car plus insurance. You have to pay for everything else. You have to pay for all your own maintenance, pay for all your badging, plating, MOTs, tyres, etc. And it is quite hefty. £189 for a used one, so it's going to be more expensive than this when I take into account those extras. So I want to look at the option of going private and getting one direct from the dealership. That may be a better way, a more economical way of doing it. So as I say, down at Rideshare yesterday, looking at the Jogger, very nice. Good space in the back for those last 2 passengers, so you can get it plated as a 6-seater, but you can't. Not with Newport anyway. The problem is that middle row seats. To get plated in Newport, each individual seat on either side of that middle row, you have to be able to pull down individually so people can get out of the car quickly. Unfortunately, it's a split seat, so you got one individual seat which can be pushed forward for people to get out, or on the other side it's 2 seats that has to be pushed forward so people can get out, and that means it can't be plated plated as a 6-seater with Newport Council. If it was individual seats, no problem. But when I was down there, I did ask, do they do an upgraded model with individual seats? And sadly, no, they don't. So that's off the board. I could get it plated as a 4-seater and have a really big boot for the airport ones. I'm just waiting on my operator's license now. I have applied for it, just waiting for it to come in so I can do airport ones. But that's a big car just for 4 people, and it's going to be using a lot of fuel just for 4 people and running around town, which is going to be the bulk of the work, let's face it. Airport ones are just going to be the cherry on the cake. Trying to drive a big car like that around all of the side roads, it's going to be, well, I won't say it's not going to be hard, but it's going to be a little bit more difficult than with a smaller car like this. So that means on Monday I've booked into a MG dealership in Cardiff, Nathaniel Cars, and I'm going to have a good look at the MG5 and see what sort of deals they can do me. But the other thing I've asked them to do is to get the they haven't got hybrid, they haven't got the MG, is it HS? The SUV hybrid. They don't have one in stock down there, but they do have the petrol one I can have a look at, and he said that the boot space is the same. I'd have to check on that. I think maybe the battery is just under the back seats, in which case boot space will be the same. But if the battery also extends into the boot, then it might be a smaller boot. But I'll have a look at the boot space. But again, it's a big car. It's an SUV car, but not quite as big as a Dacia. So the other thing I've maybe looking at is a Toyota Corolla. estate. I might have a look. I think it's a Tourer that have, because they don't do the Prius anymore in the UK. I did go down to the dealership yesterday, the Toyota dealership, the local one, and I did say, do you have any of the Toyota Prius Plus late model used cars? And unfortunately they don't. They did have one, but they sold it last week. So he's put my name on the list, and if a Prius Plus comes in, I can't play it for a 6-seater because it's just child seats really in the back, but that extra boot space is going to be perfect for the airport runs. And I do like the Toyota Prius. It's quite a high spec and comfortable car. The Corolla, I think, is a model below, and it's really not up to scratch for, well, not what I want to do anyway. So that's an option if I can get a Prius Plus from somewhere. The other option is the MG5, or that MG SUV. I do like the look of it, but it's all down to whether there's enough boot space for the airport ones, and I think it might be just a tad big for driving around some of these side streets, because space is at a premium, especially on an afternoon and evening when all the cars are parked up. You can get real difficulty getting down some lanes around here. So that's an option. I think the best option, if I could, was a late model Prius Plus, not an X-Taxi. I don't want high mileage. I'm looking for a low mileage model. So that's it with regards to cars. I mean, I've got another 4 weeks to look around, well, 5 weeks, including a week's notice, to see if I can find something suitable and nice. Hopefully something will come in. So on to the Uber app. Is there a few changes I'd like to make to it? Yes, there is. First of all, we definitely need Uber Pet here in Wales, or at least Cardiff. I'm at a 1% cancellation rate, but most of those that I've cancelled on is because they had a pet or a dog with them, and I don't carry dogs. I do assistance dogs, no problems with that, but pets and pet dogs, no, I don't. So we really do need to have Uber Pet. I keep telling people, go and call Uber Pet, but they say it's not available in Cardiff or Newport, well, the South Wales region. So that's something I think needs to come in. It'll certainly help me. I just wouldn't do the pets, even though I think it's an extra £3 you get, but I'm not sure, but I wouldn't do it anyway. But it is a good option for riders. Now, the other thing I'd like to change on the map, purely for my fault, because I do sometimes take the wrong route, but there's no option to readjust or just say stick to upfront fare, because on the upfront fare, if you go a little bit out of route, it then changes over and it increases the fare. Now, on most occasions, if I take a wrong road, it's very easy and very quick and doesn't change the fare. But I have done a couple of real big blinders, like going down the wrong exit on the motorway, which I did on like 6 or 7 miles onto the fare, and the fare increased. I wish I had the option where it came up and said, your ride was longer than expected. Do you want to stay with upfront fare or go with the updated fare? Because on mistakes like that, I don't think the rider should pay. That was my mistake. I took the wrong exit. I did a lot onto the fare, and I should really, as a driver, have that option to say no to the excess fare. So that's what jobs come in. Only a little one, 622. It's on the job trip radar, so just waiting to see if I've got it. Yes, I have.
To your pickup at 155 Bassaleg Road.
So we'll head off there. But that's the other one I'd like to see change on the app, is my ability as a driver to not have the increased fare if it's my fault that I went the wrong way. So let's get on with this job and see what happens today. I think it's going to be a quiet day. Okay, so let's just a quick local job. I did cancel the first one because I'm going to have a quick chat about this after I've done this job. You know, who do you pick up from? Where do you pick up from? The green marker or the little blue icon where the phone is? Because it can make a difference. And as soon as I've done this job, I'll have a chat to you. Because I've just got a corker job just come in from Newport over to Porth, which is just £28. So that's not too bad. So let's head off to Porth on this bright sunny day. Then when I come back, we'll have a chat about that marker issue. Okay, so that was a nice trip out to the Welsh Valleys. We are in Porth, down in the Rhondda Valley. Probably just on the very edge of Uber's region here. I may just pick up a job back, but it's unlikely. I'll head down the valley, down into Pontypridd. Less room likely to pick up another job, and just go through Pontypridd and down towards Caerphilly. And as I get closer to Caerphilly, I'm going to get much more chance of a job. But beautiful scenery out this way. But let's head back, and then we'll have a little chat on the way about that marker issue. Now this job obviously is going to have issues with dead mileage coming back, and this is why now that I'm looking for a car, the economy is so important. I've got to get a car that's doing at least 60 to the gallon. If it's a petrol hybrid, around town I want to be doing around 60, 65, maybe even 70 to the gallon. So the Prius is excellent for that. An electric car would be great if I had home charging, but I don't have home charging. I'll be relying on rapid chargers if I go total EV, and at the moment rapid chargers are charging around 75 to 85p a kilowatt hour where I live. That's more expensive than petrol equivalent, so it's not an option without home charging. The other thing is its range. When you do rapid charging, it only goes up to about 80%, and the speed then really cuts down, and you're going to be sitting around for a long time waiting for that extra 20%. So really you're only going to be at best looking at 80% for a day's work. Now you look at something like a MG5, that's best case scenario, fully topped up, in optimal conditions, is 280 mile range. Well, knock off 20%, so that's 50, let's say 60 miles coming off that, so that's, you know, down to 220 mile range in optimal conditions. Doing airport runs, it's mainly high speed, and a lot of local ones around here is high speed. It's amazing how often you get onto the motorway doing jobs out to Cardiff and that. So really you're talking down to what, from 220 down to about 180 max on an 80% charge. Then if you're looking at winter, you're going to lose another 10-15% from that, so you're now down to about 150 to 160 mile range, maximum range. And that's not a return trip to Heathrow. And I mean, I've done, if you've got a job, say Swansea students, down to Heathrow or from Heathrow to Swansea Uni, you're not going to do that on a single charge. So the likelihood of me getting a pure EV, it's just not practical. I would need a home charger, and I'd need to be able to charge up to 100% to do a lot of these ones. So it's probably going to be the hybrid model is going to be best for this sort of work, unless I want to forget about long distance and just do about town stuff, which I'm really not prepared to do. But yeah, let's head back towards Caerphilly and Pontypridd and see if we can pick up some work. Okay, so we're just coming into Pontypridd now. We do actually do a reasonable amount of work on Uber out of Pontypridd, because there's a campus for South Wales University here, and some students do like to use Uber, particularly foreign students, especially Chinese students. We do a lot of work with Chinese students, and if I ever make gold level on Uber Pro and I get my free Rosetta Stone lessons, I would seriously think about learning Cantonese, even if it's just a level saying hello, thank you, how are you type of stuff, because the Chinese do spend a lot of money, and they do have quite a lot of long distance work. I mean, I've done to Gloucester, Bristol, Pontypridd, Swansea, all from Chinese people. So yeah, definitely at the top of my rating. Okay, so about these markers on the Uber app. When you get a job, you get normally two markers. One is that green marker where the I think the booking was made for, and then you've also got that little blue man icon, which is where the phone is. What I've noticed is that sometimes the two aren't at the same place, and I had that this morning. I had a green marker down on the main road, and a little man was a few streets away, and I pulled up there at the green marker, and there was no sign of the guy, and after the 2 minutes wait time had elapsed, I could cancel. I cancelled out, and then he reordered the taxi at the place where the green man was, the blue man was. So I assume he ordered in one place and walked off, and ordered again. I mean, I got my cancellation fee, that's not a problem. But I only ever now go to the green marker, because if you don't go to green marker, the app doesn't activate you as being there, and you don't get charged. You don't get to claim your waiting time, and you don't get to cancel out the job if it's a long wait. And I noticed that, oops, here we go, get Caerphilly job, so we'll do that. I noticed that on one job where I had the green marker and the blue icon, and I went to the icon instead of the marker, and I was waiting for the guy 5-6 minutes, and he kept messaging me saying, I'm coming, don't go, I'll be with you shortly. And of course, because I was at the little man and not the green marker, the app didn't activate waiting time, and I must have been there 6-7 minutes and no sign of the guy, and he kept messaging me saying, I'm coming down. So I turned around, went to the green marker, and activated the app as it arrived, and I got my started the countdown, and within minutes, well, seconds almost, the guy messaged me saying, "Quick, I'm at the petrol station just round the corner, just pick me up." So I went round, and I'm not sure, but I think some riders are setting an address where they're not, knowing that you as a driver will go to where the phone is. And because you haven't activated the app by going to the green marker, it means that your waiting time doesn't get activated, and they can keep you hanging on without having to pay for waiting time. So now I just go to the green marker, get the activated on waiting time and charging time, and after the 2 minutes, well, you get 2 minutes free, and then 2 minutes before of waiting time, and then after the 2 minutes waiting time you can deactivate or cancel a job. So that's what I do. I wait 2 minutes, cancel a job and move on. If they're not there and they've ordered it from a different place, then they just have to reorder and pay the cancellation fee. That's not a problem with me. But I wonder, what do you do? Do you go to the green marker, or do you go to the blue icon where the phone is? Be interested to see what your tactic is. But now I only ever go to the green. I don't go to the blue at all, unless my timing's been activated and I'm on waiting time. Well, anyway, I've got this job to do from Caerphilly down into Cardiff. Well, Caerphilly to Caerphilly. It's sort of north Caerphilly down to south Caerphilly, Cardiff borders. So that should set me up for another job after I've done this. Happy days. Well, that was a nice little quick whiz across Caerphilly for £6 job, and I've dropped onto a follow-on job, which is another Caerphilly, cross Caerphilly, for £8. So it looks like today I'm going to be exploring Caerphilly a little bit, but it's 3:30. I started at 1 o'clock, and I got £41 or £42 on the clock. This will take me up to 50, and I think that's going to take me up to a nice little time to find somewhere to pull over, have a break and stretch my legs, because I've been sat down for about 2.5 hours. So I really do need to get my legs stretched out and maybe have a cup of tea. So find a Morrison's or Asda or somewhere with a cafe. But this should take me up to around £50 in about 2.5 to 3 hours. Happy days. So that was a nice little cross Caerphilly trip. I've got another job to run on to, which is another cross Caerphilly trip, which I'm going to do, and then I'm definitely going to take a break, because if I'm in Caerphilly, I might as well take a half-hour break here or so and go and visit the castle. The castle itself's closed for refurbishment, but there's a nice little coffee shop just across the road with great views of the castle. So I might have a little coffee break there and a wander around to stretch my legs, because I've been out now for it's now 4 o'clock, so I've been out for about 3 hours, so it's time for a stretch my legs break. Right, that was just a quick drop off at the station, so I'm going to take a break now. I'm in Caerphilly. I'm just going to pull over at a place and just come up for a quick coffee up by the castle. Now, one of the things that I do wish Uber app would have is a pause button, because when you want to take a break or need to fill up the car or something like that, you really want to be able to pause jobs coming in, like they've got on Bolt app. That's a real useful thing on the Bolt app. but it's not there on the Uber app, and that's a real pain, because you keep trying to go offline and they just keep pumping jobs at you, and that's no good. So that's one thing I'd be happy to see happen on let's have a quick look. There's a castle just over there, so I'll take a castle walk, stretch my legs, just go find somewhere to park. And I'm going to work till 9 tonight. I started at 1. I'm going to work through till 9. That's my 8-hour shift. And I'm going to take a couple of half-hour breaks. So I'll be doing a 7 hours work in an 8-hour shift. But let's just pull up and take my first break, stretch my legs, have a coffee, have a look at the castle, and enjoy a little bit of a break. Oh, currently I'm on £58, 58.02. So that's after, it's 20 past 4. So 3 hours, 20 minutes. But let's go and park up. And I'll see you after the break. Okay, so I've had my little break and I'm now back onto the move again. If you can go to this damn car park. Just picked up a job, £15 from Caerphilly, just round the corner, down to Cardiff. So that's a nice little number.
Turn left on Bedworth Road.
But this Morrison's car park down at the Castle Centre is not the easiest one to get out of. But we're on our way now to Cardiff. Okay, that was real handy. I've got a follow-on job, quite literally, just around the corner. Now, I'm not sure about in Cardiff it is, but that Caerphilly took me down to Llandaff. I'm now in Llandaff, just around the corner.
Right on Welby Road.
For the next job. Going somewhere in Cardiff, didn't quite make out where it was, but they're paying £13. I don't think it's a particularly long way. So as I say, it's a bit of a pain, these roads. This is why I don't like going to Cardiff. Give me Cumbran any day, or even Caerphilly. But I'm back in Cardiff with their narrow roads and busy streets. But it's an extra £13. It's probably more to do with the time and the traffic and distance, so it might not be too far. But after I've done this one, I really want to head back to Newport, my home ground, to get ready for something to eat and have some break. But let's go and pick this up and head to Cardiff, wherever in Cardiff it is. Well, that's handy. I've just dropped off at Tredelic, which was on the way to Newport. I'm thinking, great, I'll log off and head home. And I've jumped onto a job just round the corner from where I dropped off in Tredelic, or just down by St Mellons, going back to Newport.
Just ahead, turn left on Abergele Road.
So that's just absolutely perfect. It's 10 past 6, so I should be back for 6:30. And I can go home and have something to eat. And at the moment, I've got £88 on the clock. So this job, I think, is about £11, £12. So should finish off by 6:30 with about 100 in the clock. So that's quite handy. Looking quite good. So let's get this passenger home. Right, okay, so that's dropped off up at the old Tredegar Arms. It's 6:30. I'm going offline for 40 minutes. Oh God, no, there's a £12 job coming. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm going home for something to eat. It's 6:30 and I'm on 98 quid, or just over 98 quid. Let's log off. Go and get something to eat. Take me up to about 7:15, and then come on for the last couple of hours, well, hour and a half, to see what we can finish off on. Okay, so that's it. It's actually about 20 to 8 now, so I'm going to come out and do up till about 9 o'clock. Well, actually, I might go to 9:30, because I've had about an hour and a half break this today. So if I do up to 9:30, that's going to give me 7 hours work time. So just started 20 to 8, it's £98.27 on the clock. So we'll see what this evening brings, hopefully. But I doubt if it's going to be very busy, because the weather's nice, and when the weather's nice, people don't use taxis, they'll walk, or they'll wait for the bus. It's been a very quiet day, quietest day so far for Thursday I've had. So we'll see what happens this evening. Be nice to get a couple of jobs to take me over the £100 mark, but we'll see. I have to say that one of the things I've noticed today, which hasn't been on before, is that the app is now showing traffic lights on the route. And I think that's just started today, so there must have been an update or something. Quite useful. Helps you gauge where junctions are, because you can see the traffic lights quite a way ahead. But it's not too bad at all with that feature. Okay, so 15 minutes in, and I've got my first job of the evening. It's a Newport to Cardiff for £17. So it could be going into the central Cardiff, or maybe out towards the bay. We'll wait and see. But we're off to a start, and it's £17. Well, that was a nice, easy job to do. I think we're beginning to lose the light here, so it's going to be quite difficult to do these sort of blogging on the new camcorder or dashcorder as the night draws on. Well, very nice, easy job to do. £17, just over, and we're now in Cardiff, and I'm trying to find my way back to Newport. I don't want to hang around in Cardiff tonight. I think there's going to be more work available in Newport, but we'll see how it goes. But 115 on the clock now, so it's edging up. I normally do about 150 to 160 on the Thursday, so we are quite low. I don't think I'm going to make that sort of money. If we can get another couple of jobs in, that'd be great. Very quiet, and the jobs that I've had have been quite long distance sort of jobs, you know, £12 and above type things, which is great, but it doesn't give you a lot of profit. What you really want are those £5-6 jobs, lots of them, one after the other, and you can very quickly get your figures up, and more importantly, then profitable figures. But we haven't had that today, but we've done all right. If I can get another couple of jobs. But let's head back home to Newport. Well, just coming down the motorway, just coming past the Tredegar Park exit. I'm really not very good on this, very good at all with light brightness wise. And I've just got a job to go down to the next exit to pick up from the Ibis Hotel into Newport. Only a little £4.80 job, but it all helps at this time of day. So far, I've only done 9 jobs. This will be my 10th job that I'm running on to. So very quiet. As I say, all over £10 jobs sort of thing, averaging. Too high really to be profitable. You need those £5-6 jobs really. But let's get down to the Ibis and get this passenger to where she wants to go. Well, this isn't good news, is it? It's 8:45 and the M4 is pretty much at a standstill, or moving very, very quietly, slowly. And I've got a mile to go to the exit I need for the Ibis. Well, this is the M4 for you. It's the only issue with working South Wales. But I'm guessing the M25 is just as bad if you work in London. We'll keep moving though. To be honest with you, I'm quite tempted to cancel this because if I'm going to be stuck in, we are moving very, very slowly and I'm still 2 miles away. I might cancel it in the hope that somebody's closer that can go and pick her up, because at this rate I could easily be half an hour or more. Not what you expect at 10 to 9 on a Thursday. Now I see why. I've just spotted the roadwork sign. We've got 3 lanes going into one, and obviously this lane's going to be the slowest. But I need to come down this lane because I need to come off at the next junction. I don't really want to try and whiz down and try and push my way through a little closer. 800 yards, yeah, not worth it. This is a bit of a shame, because if I was still in Cardiff and at the Cardiff end of the A48M, the hard shoulder would be a buzz lane and taxi lane, and I could whiz down the hard shoulder. But this is Newport, and Newport don't do things like that. I'm serious. I don't really know whether to keep this job on or whether to cancel it out and hope that somebody else will pick it up. I really don't know what to do. Yeah, I'm going to cancel this job. See if somebody else is available to pick up, because this is no good. Damn it, why don't they put congestion on as a reason? Problem with pickup route, maybe. Not safe to pick up more issues. See, they really need to have a congestion option for cancelling, because this is going to take me a good half hour to get to her. Maybe even more. So yeah, I'm not going to take any more jobs now until at least I'm off the motorway, and by which time it'll be time for me to £13 job from Newport. Can't do it. So by the time I get off the motorway, it's probably going to be time for me to go home, because it's now 5 to 9. I'm not going to get off here now till 9:15 at the earliest. So I think I'll be calling it a night. So yeah, we're all stuck on the motorway. So that's it for today. You've been out with me on a Thursday, a quiet Thursday. 7 hours shift time. Well, 8.5 hours shift time, but an hour and a half break, and then 7 hours on duty, on call. And my final tally is £115. See, all these jobs are coming in, but I can't get there. I won't be able to get to them because of the M4 congestion. So let's go stay offline. 115.87. So that's it. Good night. God bless. Stay safe. And remember, you're in it to make a profit.